Yo, it's time, folks. Welcome to the Ascent vs froyotech grudge match rematch here in ESEA Season 31 of the closing season of ESEA Invite with Team Fortress 2. My name is Ro. I'm here with Boxcar, and we're rocking Looster on the camera to bring you the hypest match of this season. Froyotech was put down once before, and I'm curious to see if Ascent can pull it again. Boxcar, run us through this. What do we got here?
This is like the match of the season. I wasn't expecting Ascent to win the first time. They pulled it out, and now we get to see if it's a fluke or if we'll have an interesting grand finals, a repeat of season 20 maybe.
Exactly. It's going to be the good stuff. It's finally time, potentially, for froyotech to be put in their place. They cannot have that lasting streak. Maybe Ascent is going to be taking hold of that, and they'll hold on to that legacy for the end of ESEA and for the future of TF2. We're going to go through these rosters real quick. Let me get those boys from the Ascent squad down the rosters. We've got Skis on Medic, Bot Mode on Demo, Laz and Jae Hyun Pei on Soldier, with Yite and Slemnish. Just a stacked roster. Every name on that list just gives you goosebumps, and you love it.
This roster is definitely pulling it out. They've stuck together for a season. Last season, the grand finals wasn't that great, and they had a roster change up mid-season where Campy did what Campy does, and they replaced him with a Bot Mode on Demo and picked up Slemnish on Scout. And that is such. I was talking to Skis about this. That's probably the best thing that could have happened for this team, because Slemnish is such a good combo scout, and Bot Mode's an essential piece of the combo, because Bot Mode's like the brain of Ascent.
And that's what you want to have on a demo man when you're making those calls, because frequently when I watch froyotech, I see a lot of the time that Habib is in command of his calling out his damage and kind of orchestrating some calls here and there. And that kind of access, when that demo man is playing that role, it definitely corrals your team to do what you need them to do.
And it definitely helps him that he has such a good combo scout. I think Slemnish has like the best scout DM maybe in the world. He's so good at scout, and he's so good at sniper too. And Yite also very good flank scout. He's been like doing better than I expected him to do this season. Jay and Laz, like, terrifying soldier combo. They're both so good and have such strong DM. Like we said earlier, Bot Mode surprising everybody with his impressive demo man performance, and it's exciting to see such a team play Froyo so closely, so consistently. Speaking of Froyo, I suppose I can run down that roster, but I'm sure everybody here already knows. We have Banny and Eric on Scout. We have Blaze and Yomps on Soldier. Habib, Six God on Demo, and Nursey on Medic. What's there left to be said about froyotech, really? Like, they kind of got
about the
it
veterans
all.
of TF2, all right? These guys, for the most part, I know Eric and Banny have been together for how many seasons straight now?
I mean,
he got picked up from the oh man, it's escaping my mind. It starts with an L. Luca Goers.
I might have heard of that team before.
Yeah, that was Team Getaway when he was the sponsor. And he moved on and joined the froyotech roster. He was deemed worthy. And Nursey also from that realm, taking on Habib. The role of Medic.
Habib.
Yeah, Habib too, right? That's right.
Luca Goers.
This is the mashup of the former Luca Goers and Banny, Blaze, and Yomps, who he's played for a while, but not. Yeah, he wasn't Yomps, like one of the OG 4G players.
Nah, Yomps actually of Ascent fame. He was there when they won their first season of Invite. It was him and Shrugger. They were their scouts. Yomps, by the way, fun fact, Yomps won Invite when he was 15.
That just makes me feel weird.
Yeah, it's so weird to think about that. Like, Yomps and Slemnish are like 19, and they're like 18 or 19, and like, it's just weird to think that they're such world-class players. Like, because like, I know most of the people in Invite, they're like early mid 20s, like, but They're just it's like they were born to play the game, and I mean, they are.
Benny's got an interesting history in that regard. Playing, I think it was a lot of Call of Duty when he was like 9 years old was his first time, and he was up till 12. He was just a Call of Duty monster, and then picked up TF2 and has not left since.
Yeah. As anybody who's seen the Banny documentary would know. But we're here. I'm super excited to see how this match turns out. We're here on CP Sunshine. Typically a very strong map in the favor of froyotech, but because it's a pretty scout heavy map, Sunshine, it's very similar to Process, which is like CP Scout, and Viaduct is Koth Scout. But we're here, Sunshine, it kind of lets Banny put the control into over his team that he needs, because Banny's obviously the brain of froyotech and thinks things out and is orchestrating the whole thing, and it helps him a lot when he can include himself on every push, whereas last time these teams faced on Granary, that's a very soldier friendly map, and obviously Yomps and Blaze are no joke on soldier. They're some of the best players in the world, but it definitely helped Ascent in the favor of Ascent, because their soldiers are also so strong. And I think Laz and Jay, I feel like Laz has better DM than Blaze, but Blaze just is always in the right position, and I feel like Yomps and Jay are on par with each other. So it'll be a sight to see how these teams face off on a map that Banny can take control of more.
And one of the things I also wanted to mention was one of the players that always has stood out in my mind is Laz. I can't tell you a single thing about Yomps on Soldier or Banny on, or anyone else really. Blaze, he's got his legacy, but not within the most recent. Nothing's been memorable in the last 2 years maybe. But Laz, I have so many memories of him pulling off these insane directs, these insane plays on Viaduct, which you say is Koth Scout, and yet he's such a dominating player no matter what the map is, even if it is Scout favored. Laz himself just has so much in his toolkit when he plays Soldier. He knows how to move, he knows how to shoot. And I've been a big fan of him for a long time now, and I've always wanted to say this: you can't have Blaze without Laz.
Yeah, they're kind of opposites in the way, and they're the two best examples of how.
You got to finish your thought, man.
Yeah, they're kind of the two opposites how you could play Roamer. Blaze is very methodical and always making the correct decision and in the right place, whereas Laz just is a bull in a china shop, always hitting the craziest rockets and doing it. And speaking of doing it, Ro, take this mid away. The first mid of the most anticipated match of ESEA Season 31.
And Habib, very quick to the gun, going to be getting that little ramp slide through the choke and get a little bit of pressure onto the choke. Almost able to do a little bit of damage, but death's a little bit early. It takes so much spam, waiting desperately for an arrow from Nursey. Does manage to pick it off here. We do see very distraught Blaze trying to make his way back to the choke, while some aggression is happening over here by the Tetris. Banny trying to keep them at bay, but he's taking so many pepper shots, he can't really do anything about it. Laz is the first to go down, trades with Yomps as a result of it, and ooh, what a bomb. It's going to put poor Skis on very low health, but they have the positioning, even though they don't have the health quite to the extent that they want. They're going to air it up and keep the pressure on, because Banny is not going to be able to defend this. He does manage to take down, with a little help from the pipe of Habib, taking down Jay, but the aggression from Slumnish is keeping it up, and there was a force that choke. Skis was just a little bit too anxious to move forward, and Nursey gets juggled underneath while Bomb Mode and Slumnish clean house, and Nursey might not be able to get out. It's Yomps playing defense, doing a very good job of popping it off for Slumnish, who can't quite push the dungeon. They're not going to be able to take second, but Ascent have managed to keep the numbers up, and they might need to get a force here.
That was a really nice mid out of the Froyo team. Look, the Laz does get the force on a Nursey. That's really good. It's all of a sudden is out, and they're just back on their mid. This is definitely turning a situation into their favor. Yomps pretty weak, needs to get that pack in Cafe, and this Froyo might be able to retake the mid here. Nursey very low though. One soldier bomb and she's toast.
Oh no. All these players are very low on HP, asking for these arrows and standing still. There's basically no one healthy enough to do any action. Even Blaze, the healthiest player, had to back off as Eric died. Banny, a little bit committed, tries to dodge all these rockets, doing a phenomenal footwork to pull that off. But the Uber's ready. They're going to bomb the demo man in. It's going to be bot mode straight off the Nursey with a great sticky and a follow-up pipe to take it down and lock out the shutter. And there's a pause.
It is 90 seconds delayed, so it's not like
Blaze is on a bicycle.
Oh, excellent. So is Yomps. It's a. I'd like to imagine that they paused because the Nursey died there, but it's 90 seconds delayed. But that was an incredible. So far, this Ascent is very dominant in this match. They're putting out a lot of damage, and they're making Froyo constantly play back, even from like the first second of the match. Habib's like started out the mid like sub 50 health, and it just like it set the pace, if you will, like because now the rest of the match has been Ascent doing a lot of damage, and even if it's a less than favorable situation for them, it's still like they're able to put it out and make Froyo have to like back up and re-heal. And during the time that they're re-healing, they're getting Laz in and getting forces and stuff, or they're getting Jay behind and he's getting kills. It's just like they're showing that they're ready to take Froyo down. That's just what we want to see. And right now, they are in a super favorable situation. Nursey dead, Eric dead, Banny and Habib both in dungeon, really weak. Skis' Uber is about to fade, 25%, but Yomps also weak. Slemnish looks like he's about to get on to Yomps and probably secure that kill. And yeah.
Yeah, and all these deaths are going to be happening at pretty much the same time if they can coordinate it. Right now, Banny and Habib, who are very low on health after that insane bomb from bot mode, is definitely going to send them packing. Meanwhile, the soldiers are going to die at any moment, and with the respawn timers, they could just leave one behind. It's Laz who's going to be respawning. He's at the valley, so he's going to be making his way into the lobby within 2 seconds of this push. And if they coordinate, they might be able to go in while the respawns are happening, and it'll be just up to Banny and Habib, assuming these soldiers go down immediately after this on pause.
Oh, I didn't realize how unhealthy Blaze was. He was above my camera. Yeah, that actually changes it a lot, because now it's almost guaranteed that they get second. Blaze is 40 health. He'll probably crater from this height. Unless he lands on the patio, but if he lands on the patio, he's gonna meet Yite. He'll be like 20 health. Yite just has to... Yite could hit 2 pistol shots and kill him. And there's the unpause. Blaze goes down. Banny and Habib making it out. Slemnish does get the pick onto Yomps, though, just as predicted. And Froyo's now back on their last. The Uber is done from Skis. Slemnish fighting alone right now. Oh, trades out with Banny. Habib super weak, and Ascent caps the point. Excellent round from Ascent. They showed up to the mid and they told them that they're here. They want their title. It's their turn.
And right now we do see Habib making his way once again through the choke, hits the rollout but not the slide. Bot mode can be changing up with a little bit of aggression from Blaze, who tried to put a little bit too much pressure. Gonna have to back out to the cafe. Laz doing a similar mirror play. Both players now exchanging onto this shack, putting a little bit of pressure here. Laz is keeping up on Blaze, who's waiting for that arrow, has to jump around, and pressure from the scout inside the cafe is going to make it hard for Blaze. He's not going to survive, and a follow-up from Slemnish is going to take down Habib. It's just down to Banny, who can't even find his footing. It will be the end of an entire team with only bot mode, who just now respawned. Ascent is in full force today.
Like I said, they have the fire. They want to win. I know in the past, a lot of people have said nobody even wants to try against Froyo anymore because they just know that they'll win, but not Ascent. They have full Uber ad, they're ready to push last, they're getting the gun up, they have Eric sitting in spawn on Sniper. They hope if Ascent might have to use around this corner because of that Eric Sniper. They're actually pressuring right side, going right into the gun, it looks like. No, they're actually going through lower. The dungeon push, getting onto the gun right away. Blaze goes down, gun goes down. Eric's on heavy now. The frags are definitely going in the favor of Ascent. Banny super weak, gets the arrow. Habib goes down though. Banny pressuring the scout. Heavy goes down. Banny goes down. Ascent take round 2 with ease.
And a lot of that was from Jay, who managed to make a bomb from the sidelines to juggle Nursey into a perfect air shot. And with no heals to keep that heavy supported, it just came down to the focus fire. Habib, once again, through the choke. Tries to get an early shot. Does manage to connect on to bot mode. He's very low on health. Blaze not in a position to bomb, though. He's waiting very patiently inside of the valley.
Oh no, Habib dies right away to a spam rocket across the map from Jay. Both the soldiers double bomb into this, but they're not going to get anything. They only managed to get the pick onto Jay, who's already done way more than enough this mid. God, that's... Nursey does make it out though, so it will be even Ubers, but I don't know. That's definitely not what you want to see happen.
Yeah.
This is where the pause happened because... Oh, it appears Slemnish timed out. Okay. He's back in the server though.
It's crazy to think that before that first round ended, 90 seconds passed and we're at this point where they managed to take 2 rounds within 90 seconds, and now there's a bomb. A lot of players going down on Ascent though. It's looking really bad for them. They managed to pick off Habib, which means they will have a little bit of ease, a little bit of safety, not worrying about all that damage coming out. But when you're only 3 players, a soldier and 2 soldiers and 2 scouts is more than enough to bully you out. So Ascent has to regroup at their second. Even Ubers on both sides, and the demos are just now respawning. They will have a full roster on their second. They might even commit to this mid if they think about it. But Habib will be back into the front lines at any moment, so it looks like they're still pressuring though. And a bomb comes in through the choke. A nice little air pipe is going to send Yops flying, but bot mode was a fatality, and Yite was a little bit too anxious, too far forward, and froyotech are not going to be falling today. They are in full force as well. They are not eased up.
Slemnish disconnects for 3 seconds, and Froyo take 2 points off of it. Blaze actually bombing in, gets denied by Jay and gets killed. Laz goes down, though. Oh, Nursey kited that so well. Yomps was in her... Or Skis kited that so well, I apologize. Yomps was in his face, and he manages to escape. Jay pressuring the lower left. Bot mode going down, though. That's not what you want to see. Slemnish weak. He's getting rehealed. They're pushing in. Froyo is pushing in from the left side. Just applying the pressure, if you will. They are down the demo for another 10 seconds, so this is definitely, if Froyo wants to take an exchange in, this is when they do it. Blaze goes down right away. Nice deny from Laz and the scout there. Slemnish. Sorry, I had a dry mouth. Laz trading out for Ascent though, or Laz trading out for Habib though. That's an excellent kill. And Blaze is down as well. They're going to pressure the lower left and try and get another pick onto the Froyo side. They're leaving the gun on last. Jay gets a nice rocket onto Banny. Doesn't get the kill though. Banny actually gets that frag. And Ascent just gonna kite back to the last. They have the gun. Even Ubers. No reason to do anything rash. Never mind on the gun.
And now the push is coming from the right side. They've got a scout committed, Eric, who's trying to make for the dispenser pick. Dies for it, and doesn't even manage to pull it off because the switch was happening anyway. And now 4G has pulled back. They are not going to be going to this last any further. They know how big of a... with how tight these margins are versus Ascent, they cannot do any kind of 5v6, even if they are holding very forward. So they've stabilized just a little bit, and Eric has come up on Sniper, so he's going to be trying to get those angles.
This is definitely scary. Eric is a very good sniper. He's peeking the dungeon angle right now. Let's see what he can manage. He's fully charging a shot. Peeks it, misses the shot onto Laz. That's so crucial. Now they know they have a sniper. He's spammed out, and it's going to be so much harder for Eric to make anything happen. Almost lines shot up on Slemnish, misses that one too.
Now, this is interesting because of that pressure from the sniper. Blaze took an opportunity to try and get a little bit aggressive, try to see if there was an opening, maybe someone trying to peek a little too aggressively to counter some of the sniper. And now they're having to play tight around him, but they know the angle. It's just going to be Slemnish. He's peeking in and out from this side, and Laz as well might be tempting fate here. Eric pulls back from the scope and is going to be rotating over to the right side for him, and Jay is unsuspecting.
They are hitting the spam onto him, so he's not able... His vision's getting bounced, which makes it so much harder. And now they know that the sniper's trying to peek the top, so they're all going to play behind that little wall, getting some nice rockets on him, just making sure he can't do anything. Which is, they're playing against the sniper so well right now.
It's very interesting too, because there's definitely an opportunity. Yomps Peeks forward, doesn't quite see the moment to jump in or try and pull some kind of play. Yeah, especially with a sentry around the corner. It's going to be very tough for that angle. So Ascent has a phenomenal defensive core right here. They're focusing most of their attention on the right with one person holding the left and a sentry gun to just be ready for any potential bomber. But Blaze, coming from dungeon, finds his opportunity, gets a lot of damage on a bot mode, but he will survive, gets arrowed back up, and Eric doesn't even manage to connect the shot. It's Slemnish who's making his way through the lobby as Laz is peeking through the shutter. It could be the end of someone here at any moment. And Eric is so far forward, he doesn't manage to connect the shot. And Slemnish is aware of it now, but he has rotated back. Eric is now trying to find a new angle, and the shutter door is not that angle. Not with those stickies.
I just realized Slemnish is actually on the Hitman's Heatmaker, which does less damage. So he's feeling real confident tonight, it seems. Oh, Eric hits a really nice headshot on the Slemnish there. Ascent sniper down. This is the time where if you want to try and do something, maybe get a sack or an exchange. And looks, nah, they still have the Ascent or Slemnish sniper. Eric sniper. My apologies. They're just gonna try and peek him left. Not really getting anything though. Nice damage from the Habib there though.
And actually, there was an attempt being made by Yamps and Blaze, but Jay was holding it down on the left side and did so much damage and snuck his way out using his own rockets to avoid the damage and get out of the fray to survive, just like he's doing right now. Nice little surf there. The pressure is on from Eric. He tries to go for a quick shot, just going for some pot shots with no scopes, but that's not going to do that much work for his team, and now the respawn is up. Slemnish has the angle. Eric takes a shot, doesn't connect. Oh, it's very tight. Oh.
Yeah, those are such teeth-clenching moments. The sniper v sniper, it's always so exciting. Ascent is in the lead here, and the time is ticking down, ever in their favor. Oh! That was so scary. Oh, and they get the force! Jay bombs in from top left while they're peeking the shutter, and gets the force on Inercy. This is so good for Ascent right now. Oh no, Ski's got force too! I didn't even see that!
Yeah, they used the flash, the last bit of Uber, to get into Ski's face, and he had to pop it off out of, I'm not sure what kind of pressure. He was on full health when he popped, so it was really just kind of a counter pop and a futile chase. But the Uber advantage is not going to be that much in favor of 4G. However, they have managed to send in a couple players, and they're trying to take a little bit of ground here. Jay's a little bit too much pressure here. Eric is chasing him down. He's going to get the frag here. Laz falling down to Banny as well. Yamps picks up a pick, and Blaze, even down to 5 HP, is still keeping the pressure on. Nice little air shot from Yamps. And Yite is able to pull off 2 frags of his own, but won't be able to finish it off for his team. 4G comes back, and they are not going to roll over. It is 2-1.
That was almost the perfect play for Ascent, but unfortunately Skis had to use his Uber there. But it's a new mid. Take it away, Ro.
Habib going for the delayed Valley rollout. Laz goes fast and quick into the face of Banny and will go down. With Laz going down as well means no soldiers, and 4G is ready to move in. Yamps juggling poor little Skis' bones, and he gets directed with a headshot rocket. And Blaze cleans up. It looks like those kind of mids where it's just the soldiers take command. They picked off Banny, and he's already respawned by the time they finish the mid fight, so not a lot pulled off from Ascent here. Looks like froyotech seem to know what they're doing at these mids now.
Yeah, it was definitely exciting to see, but unfortunately I don't think it was actually worth it. A little exchange between Laz and Blaze in lobby, but nothing comes of it. Back on the gun, back on the sniper. They're unfortunately Skis did die on the mid, so this definitely is going to be very hard for Ascent to hold, but it's definitely not impossible as well. Don't open chat, by the way, Booster.
We're conscientious of this, and there's an Uber coming in. Banny and Habib take a lot of ground here. Almost didn't get flashed during the duration of that sentry kill. The heavy comes out. Slemnish is doing a lot of work here, pulling all these players on the left side out, while Laz and Jay clean house on these sides. Yite, very low on HP, is not swayed. Going to take a little bit of splash damage from Blaze, and now it's up to one last attempt. He does manage to trade his life with bot mode with a direct pipe that will take his life, but Ascent is still going to make their way out and take this cap, even though there's a little bit of pressure coming out from froyotech. They might even be able to stop it in time. They can't quite commit to it because they know the heals are in their hands, and the fast bomb from Yomps is going to keep the pressure on. Slundish couldn't back out in time, and Eric picks up the frag, and they've rushed into this lobby. There's no waiting for anything else. They just got to go in, and bot mode tries to lay out a carpet of stickies, but it won't work for them, and the heavy comes out. It's Yite. He got eyes on Banny, and Laz also trying to catch a frag onto Blaze, who's backing up. This is a good timing from them, but Eric is on the point. It's just Ski's alive. He's trying to get the arrow. Slemnish is up to the challenge. He hits Blaze, but can't quite get the kill.
Close.
If he had just hit that and then pulled the sickest two-shot of his life, Banny was going to go down, and then he would have defended. It is 2-2.
Yeah. froyotech definitely upset with the earlier results from this half. 15 minutes left in the half, 2-2. This is definitely in either team's favor. Ascent just...
mode. Yeah.
Go.
We do see the stickies are kind of keeping Ascent kind of locked at their choke. Even as Slemnish had to back off here, and with Jay going down and a follow-up aggression onto Skis, taking him down from the Yomp spawn, who wraps to the cafe and will survive. It looks like Ascent has just fallen apart at this mid. It is only Slemnish alive, and he hasn't even managed to find any damage whatsoever. That was just unsettling. froyotech, they're just like Super Saiyans. You defeat them, and it makes their sandwich tastier.
I'm sorry. And I didn't watch Dragon Ball, but I don't think that's the correct reference. Ascent pressuring, or Ascent's last getting pressured, Slemnish going down. That's definitely bad, Slemnish. But the Uber does come out from Nursey, pushing them back into spawn, and second does get capped off, and this is looking like a half. Habib down though, that's definitely a good frag. Yomp's really weak as well. Yomp's behind the point, needs to catch an arrow here, does. Blaze also now weak. The frags are actually more even. Ski's up, oh, Slemnish the only one alive in spawn. Excellent half, you know.
Yeah.
Ascent started out strong. They lost their momentum though, and they need to take this halftime and relax a little bit and figure out what's going wrong and how they can regain the momentum that they had at the beginning, because they won the first 2 rounds within 5 minutes, and it ended. I'm not sure how long the last 3 took. My HUD does not display that. Paid service, by the way.
And over on the stats page, we can take a quick look, peep at some of these players and what they're doing. Frags are fairly even across the board. Slemnish top on the charts with 14 frags. Yite and Banny are sitting at 13 themselves. Laz and Eric at 12, and Habib sitting on 11. Meanwhile, bot mode, who's only at 8 kills and 10 deaths. Very significant stat line, not having a positive KD. But overall, the frags are pretty much neck and neck. There are 2 players, though, on the side of Ascent who haven't broken the double-digit mark. So that might be the disparity we see right there. In terms of damage as well, Jay and Slemnish and bot mode are pretty much tied and ahead of Habib, who's top in the charts at 288 DPM. But everyone else on froyotech is lingering around that 250 damage mark. So it's very, very even in a lot of different respects. And like you say, Ascent needs to take this time to look at what's happening at these mids, because froyotech, they just get better and better with every single mid, losing less and less players, doing more and more faster damage. And it's working out for them, and the half is already up.
Oh. Let's see if the bot mode pep talk hyped the team up, or if we will see Froyo win this game.
I've got eyes on bot mode. It's making its way through the red choke. Landed onto the ramp, and there is no Habib to be found. He's delayed in Valley, and he knows it. So now Habib, trying to sneak his way across, is in a desperate attempt to make it through. He just walks over the stickies, and Jay just kind of waddles forward. Does a nice little bit of rocket damage here, but they need a follow-up from Laz, who's waiting too patiently inside of Cafe. Might have an opportunity, though, to go for Nursey as the rest of Ascent is backed off. Laz is completely unnoticed. Finally, Habib turns around and calls it out. He's going to make his escape here, and Habib jumps for it. Very desperate with a little bit of aggression from Yomps, as well as Blaze, who's getting into the fray, putting out a little bit of damage onto Skis, who's backed off into this lobby, and all this pressure has managed to secure them the second point before the respawns had even made it to the front line. So froyotech has not only won the mid, they have taken second without any opposition.
This is better for them though, because they're returning, like they're returning to, I don't know where I was going with that analogy, but what I meant to say is Skis did manage to live through the mid. So it's even Ubers, and they do have the gun. Soldiers sacking in, not going to get anything. Goes down to the shotgun from Yite. And Eric goes down as well in exchange for Laz, which is pretty good for the side of Ascent. They can peek in the lobby now. Pretty uncontested. And yeah, 4G. Oh, Slemnish eats a nice pipe, and that shuts down their momentum. Laz down as well. They might try to push in. Skis. Oh.
He was too airborne, couldn't quite find the angle of strafing backwards, and accidentally hit the W or S key, and that canceled all of his momentum. So Skis was stuck in the air with about 20 HP. You have to pop it because those damage numbers from falling are just too unreliable. And so with no Uber in their hands, we're looking what Ascent can do to hold this off. The Uber comes in from Nursey. They're flashing a lot of players, and the gun was able to keep a little bit of knockback there. Goes down quickly. Jay now in the fray doing a little bit of damage here just as the Uber fades. All 6 players of froyotech have made their way into the last, but they aren't quite getting the ground they need. A little bit of pressure from bot mode is going to put some more damage onto these players. Blaze waiting for that arrow, but they managed to focus fire the heavy. Slemnish goes down, and froyotech pick up their 4th round after a quick half. It looks very desperate now for Ascent to turn things around.
That was so unlucky, that little last bit of damage onto Skis that made him force, because he was going to crater without it. Will this be the final mid of the match?
I've got high hopes because I see bot mode standing on that shack, seeing early damage onto poor Habib, waiting for that arrow. Laz once again waiting patiently inside of Cafe. He needs to make an opportunity here before Jay goes down. Laz, this is your time. Habib's right in front of you. He jumps for it, sees a lone Nursey, perfect juggle, and waits for the landing to clean that up. And now Skis waiting very patiently around bot mode. Bandy's going for the kill, but Skis has already picked up the pack, and a follow-up from Yomps is going to juggle. Poor Skis. No!
No.
That was going to be theirs. A couple pipes comes out, and it can't connect with Yomps. Even if he was piped, he has 1 HP to live with, and bot mode makes his way around the bend. Eric on 6 HP. Who's going to survive? Eric has the footwork to work into bot mode, and that's going to be the end of him. Ascent lose their medic a little bit later than Nursey, but the Uber disadvantage is very negligible.
That began as a very strong mid for the for Ascent, I mean, but they lost Skis in the enemy cafe from a really nice bomb from Yomps, and that kind of ruined the mid for them. But they are holding second. It's marginal Uber ad in favor of Froyo, but they're actually just pushing on dry. They get the pick on the Laz. Slemnish trades it out though. Slemnish going down now. The frags are going in the favor. Yike gets the pick on the Nursey. Oh, it's huge. And Skis looks like he's gonna make it out. Maybe. He's getting chased though. Has to get the Sol here. Oh, just kill mines.
And this is while froyotech basically have control of second. They haven't started the cap here. They're kind of getting positioned up. Habib tried to get a little bit of spawn camping going on, but it won't work out for him. He's going to have to back off through the lobby. And froyotech are going to be setting up for their second hold. They have 4 rounds up. This could be theirs, but Ubers are, again, relatively even with Nursey spawning much earlier than Skis, not quite meeting up with a heal target in time. So depending on how hard Ascent works this, they could hold it off just long enough to have a solid defense fleshed out, and froyotech could fall.
You know, sorry, I was spaced out. I saw something that made me kind of upset. I don't want to say it, but
yeah, let's focus on what's happening right now, because there's 99% and Nursey is ready to roll. It's a Kritzkrieg play, comes out, doesn't connect with a single player. What a great shot. Habib is strong. Nice little angle there, but doesn't connect with anything else. One last hit will take down Jay. There is a Kritzkrieg in their hands, and now they're going to have to worry about this Uber that is coming in at any moment. The stickies are above the shutter door, and they got to be careful because they don't find their way through. And with all those stickies that could be at any entrance, it's so hard to find a position here. Yike tries to peek in through the dungeon. It's going to get pressured out here by Eric, who's very quick to the chase. Going to pick off Yike before getting picked off by... Oh, man. They're going back and forth. Everyone is dying in different ways, and now they're pressuring last. Just a one-player advantage. They've got heals on Slemnish and one soldier up. The bot mode demo is working his way into the lobby to meet up with the rest of the squad, and there's no stickies to worry about, but they don't know that. They're making their way through. It's very patient. Oh, no. Another poorly timed peak gets poor Skis launched into the air and has to pop once again. And this late pop is going to be desperate because now there's a crit creek in the hands, and Habib makes up for lost time, picks off 2. It's a wipe, and they own second. That's the end of it, folks. They're BMing. Oh, no, it doesn't matter because there's no respawns. 5-2. Someone called it in chat. I saw it earlier. It was like, Furyo wins this 5-2. Yikes.
See, what I said, I saw something that made me upset earlier. Habib typed in the Twitch chat.
Evening, folks.
And
this is
spoiled
Marxist, and
the
welcome
match.
to teamfortress.tv.
You know, but, bro,
That's why you don't read chat when you're casting.
Yeah. Bro, I believe you mentioned this earlier.
Yeah, no, I was just about to talk about it. So, for all you folks out there who are like, man, this is it, froyotech is still on top, I was actually talking about this in the pregame. This is a good thing for Ascent. You know why froyotech won? They adapted. They saw their opponents and they made the changes mid-game. That's their strength. That's what they do. But now Ascent has the ball in their court. They can learn from this loss. They can go into the lab, as I said. They can take this loss and turn it, find out the mistakes, the root of their problems, and turn it into what will be their victory later on in the playoffs. And that's going to be the reason why I think it's a good thing that they lose to froyotech here. They're going to turn things around, and froyotech is going to have to learn how to adapt on the fly, which is their strength, but on the fly is much harder than when you have weeks, any kind of DMing, or not DMing, demoing, where you can just check out what went wrong, what we can do, how we can coordinate, and maybe flesh out a couple of their maps as well, see what they can do to improve their mistakes. That's how you get better in this game. You got to know what you're doing wrong. And if froyotech lost again, they'd be in the lab and they'd come back and win it where it matters. This is the season, the normal season. Everything's tied up now. 12-1 for both of these teams. One loss to each other. And now Ascent has the most recent information to draw their information from, to draw new ideas from.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's like, it's very upsetting that we see Ascent lose here, at least for me, because I'm an Ascent fan. But this is, like you said, this is the time where Ascent can hit the demo reviews and like really get down and see what's going on, and how like see what was going wrong on their mids, because their mids were really bad as the match went on. Each mid got progressively worse for Ascent, and they have to like see what's up there and try to adapt to the aggression from froyotech, because a lot of the times their soldiers would like open stuff up for them, and then the rest, like the scouts and their demo, would follow through.
I've lost connection to server, and I'm looking at the stats now.
Me too.
I forgot who played. Ascent was red in the second half, right?
Yes.
So the damage was, obviously it was a shorter second half, but the damage was heavily skewed in favor of the froyotech boyos. We got Habib rocking that 400 DPM. Banny went 11-1. Habib as well, 6-1. Yomps had the worst half of his life. Actually, no, Blaze did 1-3. But when your scouts have 11 kills apiece, that's not too far-fetched. Really solid second half coming out from them.
Yeah, it's like what we said Ascent needed to do. Froyo did that. Froyo took the half and they addressed what was going wrong, and they adapted really well. Slemnish not having too hot of a game as well, so that doesn't really help them out that much. Slemnish only going 17-15. Yite also 16-15. The scouts on Ascent, you know, it happens. Everybody has a bad game. Also, Slemnish did lag out. Might have been having some pig issues that but yeah,
it could have that issue, but
bot mode's KD also compared to Habib's is it's not looking too hot. Habib going 17 and 11, bot mode going 9 and 14, and Habib having a substantial amount more a substantial amount of damage more than bot mode.
Yeah. Well, we saw it here, folks. It was sunshine, but then froyotech, the storm of froyotech came through and blocked it out. But that's okay, because for the record, a snowy mountaintop needs a little bit of cloud cover before it can pierce the heavens and take it down. And that's my takeaway from tonight. The storm may rise and the clouds will cross over, but the mountain will reach the peak. Well, okay, that last part was not...
there's something in there.
Yeah, you can do something with that, folks.
I think that's all we have to say about the match. Anything we want to plug? Ro, I'll let you take the lead.
No, I think we're done here. You can sign us off.
Well, I would like to plug this weekend's RGB LAN, featuring some of the players that were in this match, such as Nursey and Yomps and Bot Mode and Habib, and we'll all be there playing on LAN. It'll be exciting. There's some invite teams going. There's some like Pug, High IM teams. It'll be exciting. And it will be streamed as well over at twitch.tv/RGBLAN. And you can come see all your favorite gamers play on 5 ping, where Sumnish won't lag out, but he also won't be there.
Which is unfortunate. But it's going to be a hype weekend.
It will be.
Definitely check things out. We got a lot of hot action. We've got, I think Keith Smurbeck is doing a lot of the casting this weekend, so he's going to be working hard. And I hope you folks can check it out. It's on TFTV.
Yeah.
Thanks
consoles,
to
I hate console so much.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about console. He's made his message.
Yeah,
we're on TFTV. It's gonna be this week. It's gonna be here, nowhere else. So if you're ready for it, you're gonna check it out, because we don't get a lot of LANs here at NA, and RGB is definitely one of the better ones. So be sure to check us out all this week, starting tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, and all the way till...
No, it is...
I lied. It's only Friday.
Everybody is traveling out tomorrow. The TFTV...
That's what I was thinking of.
TF2 action right here on TFTV will all be Saturday. It'll be all day Saturday from... I forget the schedule, but TF2 always lasts super late into the night. And yeah, it'll be a good day of TF2. I believe there is a viewer's guide being published soon, so you can get an idea of the teams that are going. But two in playoff invite teams, Ford Gaming and Cafe Monster, will be there with some stand-ins that are definitely not like worse than their mains. They have Cafe Monster has Yomps on Pocket and Bot Mode on demo, and Ford Gaming has Habib on demo. It'll be a crazy grand finals, that LAN.
It's all going to be going down. 12 hours of TF2 according to console. So you guys are going to get your fill. If this one map match wasn't enough for you EU boys who are up at 4 a.m. for some reason checking us out, or if you're on YouTube and this match wasn't enough, be sure to find out where you can get these RGB VODs, because there's going to be a ton of live coverage going on. So I hope you guys will check us out. Go to teamfortress.tv for anything that results in like the the TF2 realm. We've got all the streams you need, and we hope you can see you next time, folks.
And with that, I've been Boxcar. I've been assisted by Ro as my co-caster and Looster200 as on production. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the match, everybody. Have a good night.